Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia. Still chilly here in the spring. Title of this talk is, this Zen Fit is Zen, the primitive Baptists of Buddhism. The primitive Baptists of Buddhism. Some years ago, a friend of mine and I went to see an abandoned Primitive Baptist church in the cornfields of North Carolina. The family still owned it, but all the members had died. And it was like a museum of the past. The Primitive Baptist church is bare. I mean, there's no altar, there's no piano, there's no pictures, there's no ornamentation. It's just the pews, the seats, and an empty, not podium, or not just an empty space in front. There's nothing there. Swept clean, bare bones. All that exists is the river nearby, right by the house, the church, and the cornfields. And an old, faded, or a cemetery where a Confederate soldier lay. And that was, and so this primitive Baptist swept everything away. All the other Protestants, all the other denominations, swept away. Bare bones. Got down to the bare bones, you see. And of course the river and the baptism. So what is baptism but kind of like a ritual waterboarding? If it's done right, of course it's watered down and you just sprinkle a little bit or dip or whatever. But a real baptism would be where you are held underwater until the only thing you want is air. Give me air. Give me that first breath. That's all I want. Everything else is gone, except that air, the desire for breath. And then, of course, you come up and you're born again. You've taken the first breath again, just like the first breath of physical birth, where you have to get spanked to take that breath, to wake you up. It's a spank. Spank wakes you up. But then we go to sleep again now, you see. We're born. We take that first breath. I'm alive. But then that birth is in the world. So if you look at the world as another womb, the world is a womb into which we're born, believing it's the real world, which is where most of us live, you see. We're still longing for something. Something's missing. Of course, the Baptists get right into it. So you got to be born again. Well, this is fine. This is the truth in that. But what you're born into is the church. You're born into another world, the Baptist world. Now you belong to that. But Zen goes one birth further, you see. So Zen is kind of like bare bones Buddhism. Zen wipes away all the sutras, all the Buddhism, all the yakety yak and the intellectual chewing of the sutras and the words. So Zen wipes away all the words, and it plunges you into your own being. It plunges you into your life. Now, a Zen koan, now this is where we get a little wild and crazy, so fasten up your seatbelts. So I'm drawing an analogy here between the primitive Baptist and Zen. So you got the Protestants who wiped away Catholicism And then you got the primitive Baptists who wiped away the Protestants. But they ended up with the Baptists. You see, so you're born again into the Baptists. So Zen wipes away Buddhism, the sutras, the 8 steps, the means to awakening. It wipes away all the means. It says there's no path, there's no way, there's no understanding. It's all empty. It's all empty. So then the Zen koan is kind of like a little baptism, a little river, a little baptism that contains a monk and a master. It contains a drama, an encounter between a monk and a master. That's all the Zen koan is. There's thousands of Zen koans. Some are more important than others. They're called the breakthrough or the breakout koans, but they are a drama, a conversation, an encounter of the third kind between a monk, which is you, and a master, which is you, but the monk is asleep and the master is awake. So these two encounter in a bathtub or a baptismal. And if you work with the koan, if you are intent on awakening, intent on seeing the truth of life, intent on seeing your true being, your true nature, your true intent on following this yearning, this longing to its end, which is death. If you follow the longing for truth to the end, you come to the end of the world you believe in, which is you as a personality, separate from the world. So Zen as a practice then is, like the primitive Baptist, the koan that you choose to work with, holds you under the water until there is nothing left but the desire for a breath of life, not an answer. You don't desire when you're held underwater, you don't want an answer. You don't want, well, what is water? You don't want a debate over the process. You don't want an argument over the Baptists and the Protestants and the Episcopalians. You don't want any argument. You don't want any words. You want life. You want a breath of life. That's what you want. So when that is all you want, you're being held under by the Zen koan, by the enigma, by the mystery, by the incompatibility, by the illogical, by the absurd. You're held under that until all your answers are gone, until all your logical explanations are gone, and into everything what you think it is gone. When it's all gone, you surge up in a breath of living mind, living air. And that is called in Zen Kensho, the first breath. And what is that first breath? I am. I am alive. Like Frankenstein. I'm alive. You see, I am. I am alive. My mind is alive. My mind is creative. Life is creative. Life is created. Mind is creative. But as long as we think we're creative, as long as we're asleep in that womb of the first mind, we're longing for something. We're yearning for something. Alive. Real. We're all yearning for the real, for the living, because we're born into a world that thinks it's awake, that thinks it's real, and debates and argues over what the real is. When you're real, there's no argument. When you're real, there's no question. When you're alive, there's no question. Being alive is the real, period. No cause to it. There's no reason for it. There's no explanation. You know it. You know it. So being alive is knowing. Knowing is born. Knowing has to be born out of the womb of the known, you see. Krishnamurti talks about this. The womb of the known, the freedom of the prison of the known. The known is a womb of the world that is all known. Everybody knows what's real. And they argue about it. No, I know what's real. No, I know what's real. No, I'm real. I'm real. No, no, no. Back and forth goes the talkie-talkie in the womb. But then, if you go to Zen, if you really go to the twist, to the contradiction, to the drama, and you're the drama. Every situation you're in is a Zen koan, is a drama of a contradiction. Just your kitchen table with your wife, with your friends. It's all a little drama or a contradiction, a rub. A rub, you see. So these Zen koan is not over there. It's not a tub in a Buddhist church like a Baptist thing. It's your life. It's your situation. Every situation is the opportunity for a baptism, for a rebirth of knowing. I know. I see. And there's no cause for it. And there's no reason for it. And there's no need to explain it or apologize. You just know. It's the first breath of knowing is, metaphorically speaking, Zen. So I use Zen because it's a language that you can work with, but I'm not a Zen Buddhist. So don't practice Zen, practice awakening. But Zen is a handy tool. Thanks for dropping in. See you at the baptism.